but we're going to start the recording. So we are so thrilled to have on with us Area Manager Tracy Tillman tonight. And we are just thrilled to have her. And Tracy's been in Arbonne for a while, and she just wanted to, like the rest of us, be able to know how to work with social media. And so I'd love Tracy to tell you her story about how it all began, and with really learning how to work on LinkedIn. And then we're going to go to my page, my LinkedIn page, so you kind of see what I'm doing. It's remedial training that she's doing with me, very remedial. And but I'm so happy to have her. So I'll send out the recording so you can kind of listen over and over again what she has to say. So thank you, Miss Tracy, for being on with all of us tonight. So you've got a couple of regions in here, and so we appreciate you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for letting me tell you my little story of how I got into LinkedIn, and how I think I perfected it and made it really an easy thing to add to your business. It's a great piece to really reach out to people you don't know and expand your repertoire through social media. And like Dina, I was a little hesitant at first because I come from a rotary dial phone and texting is hard for me to do. So I really embraced this whole LinkedIn process. I met with a professor at the university in local Ocean City, Maryland, and she does marketing and brand awareness, and she's like, Tracy, you really need to get on social media. You need to do LinkedIn. I'm like, what's LinkedIn? So she kind of guided me through step by step what to do. She helped me sign up and all that wonderful things. And then I started listening to a couple of YouTube videos with some other network marketers, women in the industry, and we can send that to you as well, of really how to reach out to people that's not in your warm market. What do you say to them on LinkedIn? So I took a bunch of notes from that. I also listened to Executive National Vice President Linda Bloom Huntington. And if you haven't listened to her, she's fabulous in verbiage and what to say and how to reach out to people. And I kind of married the two in my little paragraph that I put out to people. And send that out on LinkedIn. So Dina, do you want to get the screen up so we can show them what it looks like?
Let's go over to my other screen. And are you all seeing this?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is what your LinkedIn is going to look like when you first go on. And this is Dina's, this is my network. So you want to go, when you're on this screen, you want to go up to my network.
So why don't you click, if you click new share, I'm not sure, does she still stay on my page, or maybe she goes here? So okay, so now tell me what to click on.
Go to my network and then just go down to people you may know. Okay, and every day LinkedIn is fabulous for kind of shuffling the deck and putting new people into people you may know. So these are people you may know through somebody else, through somebody else, through somebody else. So you want to connect with them and go through this list. I try to connect with at least about 200 people a day that I don't know that I want to connect with. I'm like, ooh, look, a banker or a vice president or someone like that. So you would just hit the connect button, okay? So if there's somebody out there, you would do that about, hit 200 connects each day, because let's face it, we're in a numbers business. So you want those people to come back to you and say that they've connected with you. And once they do that, once you do this and they say Dina Wilkinson has connected with you, it's going to be in the top where it says 20, Dina.
Uh-huh.
It's going to say pending invitation. So you're going to click on Robin or Tanya Crawford, click on her, and you're going to say, oh no, I'm sorry, this is wrong. That's my mistake. You're going to get, this is not where you want to be, so sorry about that. You'll get like a, go back to my network, excuse me.
Okay, go back to my network.
and go to connections.
Okay.
Okay. So, and scroll down a little bit. So these are all Dina's connections.
So these are the people that have come back and said that they want to connect with me?
Yes, they've all come back to you and said, yeah, you know, Dina has connected with you. So now you sent out those 200 connections, you've gotten some replies back, and you want to send them a message. You just don't want to connect with them and be like, oh, great. You kind of want to send them a nice little message. So you're going to you can click on one of them, and you're going to send them this great little message that Dina can send out to everybody.
Okay.
And it's
And
going to say,
I'll show you the message.
okay, great.
Hold on a second. And let me, we'll come back to new share, and then we'll come back to that.
Okay.
So you're seeing the message?
Yep, we can see it. So that's the message that I send out once somebody sends me a message back saying Dina Wilkinson has connected with you. And then I go, oh, great, Dina. So I send her a message, just like this one right here. I just change up the name. Instead of hi, Corey, I would put hi, Dina. Thank you for connecting with me. I'd love to speak with you over the phone so I can help connect you to people that I may know and tell you more about what I do and my global mission. Let me know when you have a 20-minute window so we can chat. Thanks, Tracy. So I send that out to all the messages I get back. And it's almost like Facebook. So you're going to get the messages on your phone if you have the LinkedIn app on your phone. So you're going to know when people are messaging you back. And I send out those, and then I wait for a reply.
Okay,
And
so when they reply, where will that come in now?
go back to LinkedIn.
Okay. We'll keep going back and forth until we all kind of get it, guys. Okay. So now we're back on LinkedIn, right?
I don't see it yet.
All right, let me do a new share. Maybe I didn't do a new share. Okay, now you seen it?
Yep.
Okay.
So let's see. So you see where the little on the top right where it says number 1?
Okay.
Those are your messages. So you're going to click on there, and those are the messages you're going to get back from those people that responded back to that small little paragraph text that you sent out.
Okay, so if I had sent the message, this would be where they would show up, not over here, but
No.
over here on the left.
Right. The one that has the 20 next to it, Dina, those are the people that want to connect with you. You haven't sent them an invitation. They're sending you one.
Okay. So
Which
if
is
I
great.
could I send that same message back to them that you've been sending?
Yeah, sure. I always do that. Absolutely.
Okay. Because
I love pending invitations. That's people looking for me.
yeah, and this is the remedial part of me. I've got to just get this step-by-step stuff down. So anyone, want to ask a million questions? First, one question I have, do you have a professional account?
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
I just have this one. I just use it for my profession. I don't have a personal one on LinkedIn.
Okay, because when I was clicking on something, it said I had to do something or something, see some kind of a graph, I had to have a professional account.
No, I don't do all that.
Okay, so I didn't know if you did or not. Okay.
No, I just treat, the only 3 buttons I use here is my network, all the way up. I use that, and I go down to people I may know, and I connect with them. That's where I do my 200 reach outs. And then I go over to the little message box on the right that has the number 1. Those are where my messages are. And that's where I can see if people has messaged me back. And I just go from there, and that's how I send out those messages.
And then once they've sent a message to you, over here in the 1, then you click on it, and, and then it will allow you to type something back to them.
Yep. Just like Facebook.
Okay, so if I clicked on this Hope, right, I didn't mean to click on Marlene, she's in Arbonne. I actually clicked I clicked on another one, and that's weird because it actually went back to the wrong person, because I'm going to try that again. Because I clicked down here on the blue one,
Click on that. Click on Hope.
and it still comes up Marlene. Now, why is it doing that? That's weird.
Go back again. That's strange.
Yeah, because that's, let's try this.
No, go to the messages. Go there.
Okay, so now why would it go?
That, you know what? That's from
July.
yeah, that's from July, and that's from LinkedIn. That's a LinkedIn person that wants to talk to you.
Oh, really? Okay, well, see,
Yeah.
this is how remedial I am. Now, I
Yep.
sent out it. Where does it show you how many messages you send out that day?
Let's see here. Let me think. You want to go to back over to My Network and click on Connections.
And it shows you.
It'll, once you start typing in messages, Dina, it'll show you them.
And is that because it shows all connections 89? Is that how many I clicked on today?
That's how many you clicked on today.
Okay, so tomorrow that would show a new number.
Yep.
Okay. I'm hoping that I'm asking all the dumb questions that you guys, so you don't feel so stupid asking, but yeah.
So Tracy, what do you then, if you get to the point of the 20-minute telephone call, you've
Okay.
not sent them a video or anything. So what do you
No,
go?
I haven't. I know that. So I've sent them that message, and they reply back, and they say, "Oh my gosh, I would love to talk to you about your global mission." I say, "Great. What does your day look like today? I'm free at 9 o'clock. Just shoot me your cell phone number." And I set up a one-on-one, my 20-minute phone appointment, and I get their cell phone number.
And she's going to very kindly just take us through what she says. Do you have it
Yep.
written up, what you say?
I don't, but I can get it written up.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Would we not all just like bless her for life if she would do that
Yes.
for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like, for example, I had one this morning at 9 a.m. I was on there and sending out my paragraph to all the people that responded back, and one message right back right away, "I'm free now. Here's my cell phone." So I didn't even have to ask her for a cell phone. So I picked up the phone and I called her and I said, "Hey, Dina, it's Tracy Tillman from LinkedIn." And I said, "This is so exciting. Thank you so much for connecting with me. Let me ask you a question. Where are you? LinkedIn puts me in front of so many people all over this United States, and I'm so excited. Where are you? How did we get connected?" Because I try to get that common bond, like where are they from? And so she'll tell me, and I'm like, "God, I love it there. I love Maryland. Oh my gosh, I'm freezing. I'm in Ocean City. Have you ever been here before?" "No, let me," and I said, "I'm so thankful that you took this 20 minutes, and I'm going to honor your time. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and how I got here today. And then if you could tell me what you're looking for as well, so we can help network together." So my global mission, basically, Dina, I am from New York, originally from Long Island, and I went to school in Pittsburgh. And a bunch of my sorority sisters and I decided we were going to go down to Ocean City, Maryland, and live down there every summer throughout our college career. So we did that and had a blast. And after we graduated, it was the late 80s. The economy was a lot different than it is now. I decided I wanted to go backpacking through Europe because I was not ready to get that JLB yet. So I got a third job that last summer of my senior, after I graduated college, and worked at a hotel as a night auditor, working midnight to 8. And I did that, did that for the summer. And then me and my girlfriend took off in September, and we backpacked all through Europe and had such a great time. Well, when I came back from Europe, the manager of the hotel that I was auditing for saw me because I was coming back to get my stuff. I was going to move back to New York. And he said, "Tracy, I have a job for you. I need a reservations manager." And, I'm just out of college with no car, I was like, okay. So I jumped in and was a reservations manager and didn't know what I was doing. And then I got promoted to general manager, and then boom, the 90s hit and everybody's going to computer. So I take this hotel from paper to computer, fax machines. Now remember, I come back from single rotary phone, so it was really fun. Did that. I was single. I loved it. And then got my own hotel very shortly thereafter and was a hotel general manager for 19 years. Loved it. But, you know, if you ever live in a resort town, you probably know you don't get much of a vacation in the summertime. I got married, I have a daughter, and it was getting a little daunting working those 70-hour work weeks. And then 9/11 hit. The economy tanked, and they kept giving me bigger hotels without the compensation because, let's face it, now people weren't retiring. They weren't taking their pensions. It was a whole different ball game. So I kind of knew that I had to look for something different or take these promotions, you know, with a grain of salt. Well, I come from a background of a really strong work ethic. So I just, at the time, I was, you know, did a lot of praying, and I was introduced to Arbonne by a little sample pack by a stranger that met me in a restaurant. And I loved the product, and I kept ordering and ordering. And then she said to me one day, you know, Tracy, there's an income opportunity attached to the sample pack and all those products you were buying. I'm like, what? And so she's like, yeah, you can make an income with this. So I was intrigued, and I said, all right, show me something. Show me how to do this. So within a short time, I was promoted, did it alongside my current job, working, you know, part-time, and was able to make a nice substantial income where I was able to retire from that corporate setting. And now I'm still able to live in Ocean City and work this Arbonne business, which is fabulous. But I really want to, you know, go back to my roots and backpack and go through Europe again. And now Arbonne is in 7 countries. We just opened in 2 this year. They're seeing substantial growth. And I would love to, you know, send you a couple YouTube videos about what I do and who I'm looking for. Because I now have a small team in Australia just from somebody in Ocean View, Delaware that I met, and I asked her like what she did, and we kept talking and talking, and she told me her boyfriend lived in Australia. And I have a big goal for next year and to just expand into every country. And then came along LinkedIn, and I said this could be the tool to reach other people I may not know, because let's face it, it's not really what you know, it's who you know nowadays with this economy. So Dina, tell me a little bit about you and what you do. So that's basically how I do my little 10-minute, spiel, for lack of a better word. I just tell the whole story in there.
That was really good. So after they tell you their story, how do you come back to you?
I said, okay, so now Dina, we're getting up to that 20-minute mark, because I really keep my eye on the time. I said, look, I think I can help you, or if I know somebody, just because of the industries I was in, I might be able to connect them. Why don't you send me some more information about what you do? And I have a couple YouTube videos. If I send them to you, will you take a look at them? And can we connect again on Friday? Or I give it 2 to 3 days and make that next appointment. And I send them my website, and I send them 1 or 2 YouTube videos depending on the response I'm getting. Because that story is me talking all at once. Usually, they'll talk back, oh my God, I loved Europe, I went there. So it's more of a conversation.
I loved she was very conversational, wasn't she? I'm just trying to figure out how, because I've been doing Arbonne for 29 years, what I could say that wasn't just about Arbonne. So yeah, I thought your story was so good about what you've done, and then that you wanted to, find, but everyone can work in there.
Right.
I was doing this, but realized I'd never be able to do this unless I really found something. I had to change what I was doing or find something else. So you can work in all of your story into that. Mm-hmm. And then you send them the 2 videos, and then what do you do after that?
I'm sorry, say that again.
After you've sent them the 2 videos, what do you do after that?
We set up a follow-up like I would have set up a follow-up phone call with them. And that's usually I go, let's just scale it down to 10 minutes. Unless you have more questions, great, but we'll leave it at 10 minutes. And usually the second one is when I had one today. I reached out to her last week on Thursday, and we talked today at 1:00. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love those videos. I'm so into nutrition. I'm like, well, why don't I put together a little pack? I can send that off in the mail today. And so I do like a drop and tell. Sorry about that. I'll do a drop and tell in the mail with like a fizzy stick, a tea, a Digestion Plus, an RE9 set, sample pack, because most of these are long distance. I've only had one that was local. So I'll do that with Arbonne Opportunity, some Ion Arbonnes, and get that in the mail. And I say, okay, I'm going to drop it in the mail. So let's touch base again on. So it's a little bit of more of a process because they don't know me, and that's why I try to do that 20 minutes to make that connection. So they know who's when I'm calling them back. Oh, they'll take the call and they'll remember who I am.
So after they tell you who they are, you remind them again. You say, I would love to send you a couple of videos more about what I'm doing. And then do you say to see if you're interested, or what do you say to?
I'll say, look, Dina, I'd love to send you a couple of YouTube videos about my company and some other women and men in this industry. If I send them to you, would you listen to them? And you know what? Someone may jump in your head while you're watching it that you may be able to connect me with.
You may be able to connect me with. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then tell us about your results.
Results so far have been, my batting average is getting a lot better. I have a consultant that just signed up last month, and she has a new consultant that signed up December 1st. So that's exciting. I have another consultant in, where is she? She's in New York. She just signed up. Actually, she just wanted the bigger discount, which is fine, but she's going to be a great connector for me. We're going to talk next week. And I have quite a few preferred clients. So it's a great resource, talking to some people you don't know every day.
Well, the key thing is that we all spend time on social media, but what we have to do is do things that actually give us results instead of spending time on social media.
Right.
That's what I loved about this, is that you're getting results with us.
Yes. I mean, I've had some people say no to the samples, but they've given me another name. I go to that funnel that you trained on, Dean, and I just put them in the funnel. I just go right to that funnel chart.
Awesome.
Exactly what I do.
I'm sure there's probably a ton of questions. Who has questions for Tracy?
I do. So what is the reciprocal on that? Have you been connecting some of those people with other people?
For the most part, I would say they're more intrigued about learning this business, because I think when I tell them about the economy and things like that, I have been reciprocal on some occasions, and if I can, I tell them. I don't know anybody, but I'll keep my ears to the grindstone for you, because I do have a large network. I'm pretty honest with them.
Okay.
That's awesome. Okay. Any other questions for Tracy?
I do have one other question.
Sure.
Now, I've heard some LinkedIn, I've seen some LinkedIn articles or whatever on the internet about when you first invite someone to connect with you, it should be personal, but you don't do that until they've accepted your invitation. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And Tracy, what are the 2 videos that you sent to them initially, the 2 YouTube?
Well, it all depends on their age. Most of the time it's that MLM Young Entrepreneurs that Dina has. That's fabulous. I send them the Amy Sky opportunity video. I send them Alex Trimble, the young entrepreneur, the young nation of Canada.
If they're millennial, you send that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll send them if they're male or female or they're married. You know, I'll send them Amy and Chris Weiler.
Mm-hmm.
I just use all the ones Dina has on there. Keep it simple. Or, and then worst come to worst, if I can't get a strong inkling from them, I'm not getting the warm fuzzy, which very rarely happens, I'll send them just the basic Arbonne YouTube video with Kay Napier and Steen.
Yeah.
Well, the key thing is with people who are on LinkedIn is they want more.
Right.
They're not someone who's status quo. They're actually wanting to look for new opportunities,
Right.
to meet new people. So they're approachable because that's what they're doing.
Right.
Tracy, when you said there was one person locally, did you meet with them in person?
I did. She's a preferred client of mine now. And she's a connector. She's going to connect me.
I absolutely love this. This is so valuable to me. I just am very, very grateful that you share this with us.
It's
Absolutely.
awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
When Tracy told me about it, and she said with her, my global mission is that I've been very blessed to travel a lot around the world, and I just love meeting new people in new countries, and then just to get to really understand their culture. So I think you just talk about that you have this mission of, my mission is empowering women. I just love empowering women, and I would love to do that on a global basis. So really work into this little statement, what is, personal to you, what you're passionate about. And, just decide how many, because like Tracy mentioned the other day to me, unlike Facebook, people don't get on LinkedIn every day.
Right.
So you need to send a lot of messages out because they may not check it every day.
Right.
So that's why she just sits down and whips out 200, and then, it gets, the next day the deck gets shuffled, and then she's back connecting with different people again.
Yeah.
Tracy,
Dina, if you keep going on, if you hit that My Network and hit people I may know, if you keep going back to that, it'll keep reshuffling for you.
Okay. So keep.
Sorry, can I just ask a question, Dina? It's Annette. Do you get the same people twice? Like once you've sent them a message, you don't get them back again if they haven't responded. Is that right?
Right. And I don't keep track of that piece of the ones that don't respond, because I want the ones that are going to respond. I don't want to go back to those.
No. What I'm saying is you don't want to. I don't want to send 200 messages out and then those people pop up again and then I send it out to them again.
They won't. No, they won't. Once you're connected, it won't pop up.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a stalker.
No, you can't do that.
on the chat, there's a question on the chat from Kristen. She says, what did you put in as your job title? It only lets you choose from specific categories.
Well, my profile, I put in Arbonne Independent Consultant Area Manager with Arbonne International. Let me put it in. So it did let me do it. You just have to go to edit, I think, and hit there's like a pencil, I think, that lets you go ahead and edit all that information. Yes, edit profile.
So I put in that I'm because this is my LLC name. And what I always used to go by was Trendsetters National, and so that's what I put. Then I put health, wellness, and fitness.
So you see where the little pencil is? If you hover over it, you can just change that. It should let you just change everything.
Yeah.
Put in whatever you want.
So do you recommend that we don't use Arbonne in our company name?
I did. I mean, I have, and I put, past history too. I put, my most recent job and then Arbonne on top.
Okay.
But I put it in there because I've only had maybe a handful of people that knew what Arbonne was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
And how did you see that they knew what Arbonne was?
my mom used to use it a long time ago, or it sounds familiar. I'm not really sure. I would get that kind of responses.
Oh,
I never.
when you
that.
talked to them on the phone, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And the reason I didn't is just because I've done a lot of training with big time coaches in the industry. And they always say that you keep it generic until you want to get specific. So that's the reason why I kept it generic.
I like it.
And then because sometimes people think they already know and they don't know. But
Yeah.
that you want to be the one that, where I say not to have those over the fence conversations with someone. And sometimes just having them go to Arbonne is an over the fence conversation before you
Right.
actually tell them what you want them to know about Arbonne.
It's a good idea.
So
But
that's,
what would we put in if all we have is Arbonne?
you could put in there,
Entrepreneur.
yeah, you could put in an entrepreneur thing that you are, an entrepreneur in the health wellness. I don't think there was skincare. I don't think there was skincare. You can put cosmetics. So you can put cosmetics, background, and just kind of put in what your background has been. And so, mine's been this for 29 years in January. So, yeah. So yeah, just put in what, you kind of have to put in, but that was just the choice I made. So you can put in
that's
a lot of people who are in Arbonne that are on LinkedIn, put in that they're, an area manager or regional vice president or whatever they are with Arbonne. What Kelly says, is there anything with compliance that we have to be careful with? I think with LinkedIn, I don't think that you're not trying to sell something on LinkedIn. And so I think when when you get in with them, then you introduce yourself, you tell them that you're an independent consultant. But I haven't seen anything about LinkedIn that with compliance from Arbonne that they've trained on. Because it's a very personal thing. You're not, you're asking people to connect with you. And so you're not spamming the world out there with, that you can, with, so I think it's more personal. So I think you're okay with that. Let's see if there's any other questions. Yeah, I think we're good. So any other questions before we wrap up tonight?
I just have one question. How do you get the 200 per day? Do they just automatically come up, or is it that that many people, or?
I don't know any people on LinkedIn. It automatically comes up where Dina's going to go to my network. And then you're going to click on people you may know. You're going to click on that button. And then all these people will show up. Somehow these people through somebody.
Okay.
So that's how LinkedIn gets this shuffle for you, or these deck of cards for you every day. The more people you connect with, the bigger your net's going to be.
Yeah, so at first you may not have as big a thing, but as you make connections, then they're going to know another 200 to 500.
You probably don't want to connect with a lot of other Arbonne people.
No.
I don't connect with any Arbonne
I'm
people.
okay. I'm listening to an
that's
Arbonne
gonna-
training on my phone.
You don't want to do that.
Pick up
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
my
you
phone.
want to. When you start doing this with the people you may know, it's going to be people you
I'll
know.
call you back.
Yeah, so right now I'm going to
Okay.
go through and actually exit out of the people that are in Arbonne
Right.
and I'm not going to connect up with the people that are in Arbonne as I'm
Right.
going along, you know. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're doing that.
Do you pay attention to the people that don't have photos? Does it have a different feel if they have their face as opposed to if they don't?
I do pay attention because at first I didn't have my picture on there. So you never know. It could be a hidden gem in there. Just really and before you pick up the phone and call them, I always get my client care card and write down their name and number and what they do. So before I call them, I know they're an accountant or, you know, they're in corporate or wherever. You know, you want to have a little bit of knowledge before you pick up the phone.
Hey, they might not have their picture up there for a reason. They might need Arbonne desperately.
And I have a million Arbonne people on me because I think people know my name more. And so you have it. I've had to get rid of a gazillion people in Arbonne. So you just, you know, I've had to do that. So you guys won't have that as much. But
Right.
yeah.
But just be patient in the beginning, you know, that's why doing those 200 connects every day will get you out of those people you know.
Yeah.
You know, and it took me a while to figure it out, but for some reason, that's the magic number. Once you get past 2, and it takes 10 minutes, it won't take you long.
That's fun. That's exciting. I just think it's just a journey that we can all be on together. We'll come back and talk about it and see
If
where we're
they're
at.
showing up on your deck of shuffled, are they showing up on others? Like, could they be getting the same request from other Arbonne consultants?
I don't know.
With good
Can't
thing is when you think of it's 250 million, 300 million,
Yeah,
and
I doubt it.
half of it is women, that's 150 million. And then you say, okay, then even 1%, it's a lot of people who may be on LinkedIn. So once you start getting into, you know, friends of friends, of friends of friends, of friends of friends,
Right.
it gets quite mind-boggling.
It is. You'll never run out of names on LinkedIn, ever.
Yeah, so that's what's cool about it, is you can keep going, so.
Could we get the scripts from you, Tracy? Both the introductory scripts as well as kind of
Yeah,
what you
sure.
say? That would be great.
We
Thank
would
you.
love your script, you know, and here's how it is. If any of us improve it, we come back and share it with the team. And then, you know, we say, hey, this is what I'm doing that's really working for me. And that's what our whole goal is, being on these calls this next year, is to get absolutely brilliant at social media.
And it's going to really perfect your why.
Mhm.
You know, it's really going to help you with the clarity and, you know, why you're reaching out to these strangers. Because for me, it was not easy.
Yeah, you know, and for me, I live in a place in Salt Lake City that you have to drive about 12 hours to the next big city. And so, you know, I have to depend on things like LinkedIn to introduce me to people I don't know.
Right.
That's
It's
great.
always hard to get in your car and drive for 12 hours, unlike people who live on the East Coast and you go 90 minutes and you're in the next huge metropolis. It's a completely different thing. So thanks you guys, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy.
And thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you.
And if anybody has any questions, just feel free to reach out and let me know. I'm on LinkedIn.
Dina, do we have another call tonight?
We don't. This was the only call that we had tonight. Was
And
this
Tomorrow?
And well, tomorrow we have the training with that's on my Facebook. Remember that my banner at the top is always what's on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Remember that. That's always what's on Tuesdays. The next Tuesday is what's on my banner. So I'm having a brain cramp right now. Who's the trainer tomorrow? But it's on my banner. But yeah, so tomorrow night is a Discover Arbonne.
Okay.
So it's at 9 Eastern time.
Okay.
Are you having a break over Christmas, Dina?
Am I having a what?
A break.
If anyone knows me, I take off 3 days a year, whether I need to or not, and that's about it.
Cool.
So I'm really not, because I always find it, this is an incredible time of year to sponsor. I do incredibly well at this time of year because I find people are really thinking about next year. And they're
Yeah, I'm
thinking
super excited about January.
yeah, because they
And
sit there and think, am I even where I want to be in my life? No. And so they're open to new things.
Well, I was telling Dina today, ladies, that as on a side note, today I had the most connections made with LinkedIn.
Really?
Like, yeah, the next 3 weeks I would like double up your game, because people are now looking. I have a lot more feedback and connections. I think people are looking at LinkedIn like, okay, it's 2017. What's going on?
Great.
I just think that we all think about, my gosh, 2020 is coming. Where am I in my life?
Right.
It's just going to make people think more and more and more about, as we go into that next decade of thinking,
Right.
am I at where I'm going to be? So I think Tracy's absolutely right. Absolutely right. So thanks, you guys, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
one, you guys.
Good
Good
night.
night, Tracy. Good night, everybody.
Good night.